conversation today. Because today, if y'all don't know, is actually the the day my mom passed away. And I've been in tight kind of like a brain fog about it, but it's like I dealt with it because grief for me is different. Like the reason why I wanted to watch this video because sometimes I be thinking about like I believe in Christ, I believe in Jesus, but there's always that doubt that creeps in and makes you think, yo, is my mom okay? And every time I think that, it gets reassured with the fact that she is okay. Because only if I have faith in my belief in her being in paradise will she have the chance to. I think it says in the Bible, the person that prays for another covers their sins. So I think for her to be in paradise is a great possibility. But I never was like as a kid, like she passed away when I was 11 years old. As a kid, when it happened, I remember the day it happened like it was yesterday. I was waking up for school. It was like 6 in the morning. I'm 11 years old. I'm in sixth grade. And I'm walking downstairs, getting ready. I make a bowl of cereal and I go back upstairs and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just chill, relax. Like I'm gonna just, you know, figure out what I'm gonna do for in school today. And then it's like it just started raining, pouring hella hard. And I just felt like this weight, just like everything in the house just got weighted. And it was like, and in my mind, I was like, yeah, something happened. Because 2 years before that, my mom had cancer, but she wasn't that type of person to, you know, like she wasn't a person that looked like what she gone through. So it wasn't like she looked like she was like hurting. Like I remember she used to wear a headscarf because she, through chemo and stuff like that, she was balding. So but she'll still want to go out. She still want to have fun with her family and her friends, and she'll still want to, you know, be herself. Like I learned, honestly, I grew up with women most of my life, and they taught me more about being a man than I could ever like realize until I got older. And because of that, I was like when my mom was getting ready, she used to go out and I was young. I used to stay home alone all the time because she was in the hospital. She was going to chemo with her mom. So then I had to go and just stay. I used to make my own food. I used to just play the game, watch a movie. I had fun. I just had fun. I don't know. When I was a kid, being alone, it was like, okay, I had to grow up. I had to learn to fix my own problems because when you have a mother that's literally fighting for her life, it's not easy to sit here and be like, oh, what I'm going through as a child is worse than what she's going through in her adult life right now. Like, imagine a kid having to understand death at an early age to the point where my mom had two open heart surgeries and had her kidney removed. So, like, and I was there for one of the heart surgeries and her kidney being removed. But I remember being in the waiting room and telling the doctors, "Yo, can I donate my kidney?" And I'm like 7 years old. But it showed me what it showed me is how much love I had for her. It showed me that damn, no matter what, your mother is the most important person in your life. And nothing can replace that. Nothing can replace my mother but God. That's the only thing that can replace my mother. And I always think about her because she taught me so much about who I am today and what I'm meant to be. Like she had an innate ability to just know things and be so connected to herself that even that though she was going through so much pain, even though she was going through everything, she didn't care. She didn't think that, oh, this was the this about my life should determine how I live it. Just because I got cancer, just because I have all these ailments doesn't mean that I'm any less of a person that can do so much good and so much fun. Like she was the light in a lot of people's lives. Like I'm like most of the why At times I feel like my family was even together was my mother. And once she passed away, I never felt so left. Like I didn't have people check up on me like that. I ain't have people talk to me. But I never I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was young, it hurt. And now that I'm older, I'm like, them people had their own lives that was just as complex as mine and just as hurtful and just as scary as being without my mother as I was in their own way. And not all people have the wherewithal to have that level of capacity, to have that capacity to care about a lot of people at once. People got their own families, their own responsibilities, and their own problems they have in their lives. So, and that's what I learned: forgiveness. I forgive everybody, even if I haven't said it. I understand. Even if they talk to me, I will always forgive them, because if it wasn't for what people have done to me, I wouldn't be who I am today. Now back to the story. 2 years before my mom passed away, she was getting ready, and I was basically sitting in her bed. We were listening to music, and if anybody ever heard the song "Passenger Let Her Go," you know that's a sad song. It's "Don't forget you love her if you let her go. Only miss the sun when you miss the snow. Only hate the road when you missing home. Only find your love when you let her go." You know that song. That song is playing. That song is playing, and I'm like, yeah, something's not right. And I just start getting thoughts. And then it's like, all I heard was your mother is gonna pass away. And I'm like, and I just started crying. I'm telling you, bawling. My mother's like, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to pass away. I don't want you to go." And even after that happened, she calmed me down, but I still lived like the next 2 years of my life knowing that one day my mother is not going to be with me. And I could sit here and say, when it happened, when I went downstairs and and this is when I knew something was wrong. Her father came and slept over my house. That's never happened in all the years I've been alive from when that day happened to when I was born. Like I was like, yo, why is he here? So in my mind, I'm already processing shit. I'm like, yo, he's never done this. Something's happening. So I go downstairs. I got my backpack on, school uniform. I go downstairs and he like, yeah, you're not going to school. I'm like, mm. Once he said that, it clicked. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah. I knew it. Like, cause you know what happened? I clicked back right to when I was 8. I was like, yeah, she's gone. And at that moment, I didn't cry because I still had some piece of faith in me to say, no, she's still alive. Something, she probably just had a heart attack. Something probably happened in the operation, something. And then I remember my grandmother walked in with her husband. And at this point, for the past 2 weeks, I'm in the house almost alone. My grandfather's there, but he's not really doing that. I'm in the house alone in my mom's bedroom for about 2 weeks, going to school, coming back, going to school, coming back, on my own, waking up myself. She walks in crying immediately. Second strike, I'm already knowing. And then she tells me, and that's when I started bawling. And you look at me now and see like all the emotions out there, because I had to work. I really had to work through this, bro. Like you telling me at 11 years old and you losing your mother, the person that you spent every day with, that you literally basically trauma bonded to, just off the fact that you've been in all the operations, you've seen the worst of a person, you've seen the strength of a person that can wake up from an open heart surgery and say, "Yo, can I get a 20-piece McNugget?" I come from that, and you think I'm gonna be weak? And that's the part people don't understand. I never grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I never grew up learning how to ask people for help. I never grew up learning how to actually be vulnerable to people that were supposed to love me because I felt like I was outcasted. I was overlooked. No matter what happened to me, no matter how much I suffered, people still treated me like shit. So you know what I said? And you know what I had to really ingrain in myself for the next, what, 11 years? Is that y- your past doesn't define you. What you went through was the building blocks for who you are tomorrow. Always chase you being 1% better than the person you was yesterday. Because if you don't, life will pass you by while the weights of the past never get you to move forward. My bad. Because I don't know, something about today was like, it's the basically the day she died. And I'm like, yeah, I want to make a tribute. I want to make a video just commemorating her because her strength was otherworldly. Who she was so rooted in just authenticity in Christ and in wanting to just not have what she was going through dictate how she was going to live and still live in her highest self and still try every day to fight for just her life. I watched a woman beat cancer and still be the same person she was when she had it. And then she got it again and still was the same person, probably even more because I feel like she even knew I got to make it count. I don't know giving up. I don't know staying weak. I don't know staying down because I come from people that took their life and no matter how bad it got, they still strived and they still fought through and they fought until the death. So if y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.